Hello, this is 5 Minute Motivation, and I am Shayla L. Bennett. Thank you so much for joining me today. We have been talking about communication. We have been talking about how to deal with your emotions and your feelings. And it ended up being extended because of something else that several other situations that I witnessed, and I realized how important it is for us not only to have a voice, but for us to make sure that we um, express what is in us. In too many situations, we are feeling like we cannot articulate the things that are um, impressing upon us, that are bothering us, that are causing issues for us. And for a lot of people, there has been a lot of suppression, and it was incumbent upon me to for there to be a release, for there not to be this overwhelm of I've got to keep this all in. It came to me that there are lots of people that are holding it in, that are covering it up, and those things are not getting aired, those things are not getting out. And so really it's just building, and it's coming up in lots of other areas of our lives, and really it's becoming a destructive force. And we don't want that to happen. We want to deal with it now so we can cut it off at the root, so it doesn't have to continue to perpetuate and build and really become destructive, really, to us. It's not about how it impacts others, but really how it impacts us. And now that we have gotten really to dig a lot of that stuff up and talk about a lot of it and get a lot of that out, and now you've gotten to the place of confrontation where you can feel confident and motivated and emboldened to be able to speak up for yourself. And in the example that I've been given is the example of Serena. She realized where she felt like she saw a situation where she felt like she was wronged, and she addressed the situation. We can be emboldened to speak up for ourselves. We don't have to tolerate, allow situations for someone else to have their voice, but them having their voice eliminates ours. So today I really want to wrap up with now that you have your voice, now that you have been emboldened to speak, I've given you tools. I gave you the 2 books yesterday. Um, Having the crucial conversations, which, as I said yesterday, that book really helped me because it allowed for me to be able to direct conversations, for me not to get sidelined and waylaid in other things that really just weren't the point. It wasn't the point of the conversation. Um, and there were other things that that book helped with, but that was just one of the major takeaways I got from that book. And then in the second book, where I talked about how important it was to realize that with a group, and with a team, it wasn't dysfunction if you did not agree, if everybody wasn't necessarily on the same page, if everybody wasn't saying, oh, there wasn't a full consensus on the direction to go or the steps to take. You could disagree and still have different points of view and still get to a place of these are the directions that we're going to take forward. So I'm really excited to be able to share those tools with you. Today I want to begin to wrap this up. I want to not only address those issues, but now I want to get back to you. It's important for you to be able to resolve within yourself, even if this does not come out the way that I hope for it to. Even if this person never says I'm sorry, even if things go sideways, I am going to be okay. I am going to keep moving forward. I am um, I'm going to make the decision. I'm going to be the driver in the direction that my life is going to go. I know for me, there were times that I faced really difficult situations where I felt like someone almost took my life from me in some situations because they made decisions that negatively impacted my life. And I thought, how do you get to decide about my life? That's not fair. That's not right. But I realized that they didn't have that right unless I gave it to them, and that I could, in fact, be the driver in the driver's seat of my life. And I want to put you firmly back in the driver's seat of your life. You can decide what you're going to do when it's all over, when it's all said and done, when it's all finished. What are you going to do? What direction do you want to go? If you confront, for example, a manager or a boss about a situation and it does not go the way you want it to, if you've taken all the steps that you could, if you followed all the direction that you know that should be taken, and it negatively impacts you, if they fire you, if they demote you, if they move you to another department, you still have to choose what your steps are going to be, how your attitude is going to be, what direction your heart place is going to take after it's all over, said and done. Because here's the truth. Not every situation is going to turn out the way we'd like for it to. Serena, once again, is a great example. It did not go the way that she wanted it to. They did not take the steps that she felt like they should have. And really, a lot of other people felt like they should have either. They like someone should have stepped in and some correction should have been made. That didn't happen. But when that doesn't happen, when you lose the game, when it costs you the match, when it costs you something very valuable and dear to you, what are you going to do? What are you going to do the next day, the next moment, the next hour? One of my favorite people said to me, when it's all said and done, when you finish crying, when you finish getting all of your emotions out, what are you going to do? You have to decide. You have to decide to get up the next morning. You have to decide to keep moving on with your day. These are the things you're going to have to choose. So today, I want you to make the choice that I am valuable, I am worth it, and I can keep moving on with the direction that I want to go for my life. Your vision for you has to be bigger than the problem that is in front of you. Your vision for you has to be bigger than the problem that's in front of you. This problem is just a small segment of your life. It's just a little piece of what's happening right now. But the vision for your life, the direction that you're going, the impact that you are meant to make is so much bigger. So don't let it end here. Make the choice, make the decision that I can still move forward. I can still be successful. I can still achieve the goal that I have in mind, I desire for my life. I hope that you are really motivated, you're really encouraged, you're really inspired by today's 5-minute motivation. I know that it really encouraged me. As I was thinking about it in preparation, I really thought about and did some evaluation of some things where I considered, sometimes where, it did stall me for a moment. But I also remembered how I got back up again. So today, remember, you can get back up again and you can decide to move forward. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Shayla L. Bennett, and this has been 5-Minute Motivation. Make today an amazing day. Bye.